guys, welcome to another challenge video. We're doing the gold rush and the metal supply run today. Hopefully I've cut out some of the fat that went into the last challenge video. I know it ran long. This one also runs a bit long, and again I encourage you to fast forward when it looks like it's autoplay territory. With these particular challenges, I found Symbiote Spider-Man Carnage to be absolute MVPs, with both of them on the team built up to around gear 14, gear 13 maybe, with a bunch of red stars on them. You will be able to get these challenges done, no problem. Anyway, let's get this going. So I didn't even record the first new gold challenge, actually. I thought I'd need more chances at it. These challenges are way easier than the first iterations. So yeah, here we go. So right away, I know that we need to take out the Scientist Supreme, because she's really the only counter to our symbiote team here. But we have a Hela, so we have infinite turn meter for our symbiotes. I am using Scream here. You don't need a strong Scream, you just need her for the speed up. Maybe put Fortified on her so she can survive whatever splash damage may come during this encounter. But just the speed up with Symbiote Spider-Man Carnage, you'll walk through this. My Doc Ock is way built up for no reason here. He might get a second turn, he doesn't get a third. So really, for your 4th and 5th picks, if you bring in Carnage, Symbiote Spider-Man, and Scream, pick your 2 city characters that are going to live the most. Hell, pick Punisher for the extra villain damage if you want, or Miss Marvel for Symbiote Spider-Man assists. I don't think it's going to matter very much. So you see here, I made the mistake, and I kind of realized it as I was going, that I killed Hela. There was no reason to kill Hela. She's not one of the marked targets, and she was giving me infinite speed meter. I'm just going to brute force through this challenge anyway. I assume most people are, because the symbiotes are very crucial for Dark Dimension, so I'm assuming you're going to have at least Symbiote Spider-Man and Carnage built up if you're doing that. And then they're like the new U7 raid team. So I'm assuming a lot of people are going to have these symbiotes at least, max leveled, pushing gear 12, a couple T4s. You're not going to struggle with this one, thankfully. So there you just saw him. Doc Ock took his first turn. It's kind of ridiculous. He's really not needed. Somebody with some kind of passive to help the symbiotes do more damage would have been better here, but even then, it doesn't matter. I guess if you do have a weak Link on your team, you're going to want to be cautious of the Psylocke at this point, because she can, turn, put all the debuffs. If you have a bunch of bleeds, get it on somebody squishy, and then you're going to be in trouble. But other than that, I mean, that's just RNG, and it's not like this is a timed event, or that you only have so many chances. Like, you just do this till you get it completed, and then 3 times a week, free loot. So, thankfully, this gold tier is very easy, which I think is great for the community. Hey, look at that. Doc Ock got to ult just at the very end for fun. Just remembering now, the first challenge had black bolts, and the second wave was actually a pretty good symbiote counter. For that, just make sure you have your Symbiote Spider-Man ult up, ready to smash on the Magneto, and you'll be fine. So let's take a look at the advantages of these new tiers. So you see I did a little bit of easy napkin math here. So the difference that you get for doing tier 13 as opposed to tier 12, and tier 14 as opposed to tier 13, and then tier 14 as opposed to tier 12, it's not that much. It's not the end of the world if you don't get this done. With that said, there's no reason not to get it done. It's very easy to do. So there you see the gain per year for the tier changes. It's even across the board because the increment for each tier is the same. So you're looking at about 5 million extra gold per year and about 6 gold orbs per year for each increased tier difficulty, times it by 2, so 11 gold orbs and 10 million gold for the year from doing tier 14 instead of tier 12. I think that is worth the investment in the symbiotes. You're going to use the symbiotes all over the place in this game anyway, especially with Anti-Venom and Scream being new releases. They're going to be meta for, 6 months or so. So go ahead and smack some gold into them, get this done. So anyway, with that out of the way, let's move on to the medical supply run challenge. This is the new tier 13. You see I brought Symbiote Spider-Man, Carnage. Those are my 2 MVPs. Shuri, she's great to go with them. Ebony Maw, great to go with them. Captain Marvel I threw in just because I built her for war defense for no apparent reason. So she's pretty strong for me. You see my symbiotes are pretty average for anyone who's trying to use them in U7.3 and above. I only have 4 red on Carnage. He still rips through these guys, no problem. So right away, I take out the 2 people that are gonna, they call for the 4 strikes and you're out, the Canadian baseball rules. And then I just kind of start picking people off until they drop more in. With Ronin summoning these ads, you get a bunch of turn meter for your symbiotes, which is amazing. And you'll see they seem very weak, these enemies. They seem to fall over very easily. So at this point I kind of realized that maybe I can get stuck behind this Colossus if he gets all his stuff up. With the Kree whatever right there, she can cleanse the stun and stuff, so kinda iffy about that, but then Heimdall's drop in and they just get melted. It's very funny how easy these challenges are compared to the last run of new challenges we got. I would recommend just ignoring everybody but the Heimdalls. There's only 4 of them. It's a very easy challenge to complete. So there you have it. There's easy 3-star. So now 14. So I was sure this is where the other shoe was going to drop and it's going to get difficult. You see I have a bunch of choices. I stick with this team just because I don't know, I just did. I was thinking it was going to take more than 1 attempt to get these done, but this was just much easier than the Catalyst of Change. So here we have Protect the Civilians. I hate these, but as soon as I saw that Hela, I knew it was going to be very easy. And then this happens. So you'll see there's 2 Gregs, right? 1 Hela, 2 Gregs. And my Twitch handle is blocking it right now, but there's 18 enemies total. And out of those 18 enemies, I want to say close to 9 of them are Gregs. Which for Carnage and Symbiote Spider-Man, that's infinite turns, especially with more than 1 of them. I don't think anybody besides Shuri is necessary at this point. You get the defense up, you survive the Loki special, and from there on your symbiotes are going to take infinite turns, and you will not be in any danger. It is at this point that I would recommend just fast forwarding through all this to go to the new reward breakdown. This is literally going to be me just spam killing a bunch of Gregs and slowly whittling down these enemies with debuffs. But if you do stick around, I'll talk about some potential subbing characters that you might have built, if not for these guys. But these are what I think the top tier brawler and support characters in the game. So I think the majority of players attempting these new challenges are going to have characters aptly built for this. So if you don't though, Sinister, you might have him built for your war defense. He would be great here. You would just snatch that Hela, and then you'd have Disrupt to put up to stop stealth. You'd have the big AoE to spread whatever symbiote buffs you get out, and it would be cakewalk. And then there's Minerva. With the amount of Gregs you're killing, nobody will ever be in any danger, and you'd be able to res whenever. So she would be easy here. Miss Marvel would be okay. She would help Symbiote Spider-Man just hit people a bit more often, but not as good as these other characters. And finally, if I had X-23 built up, I would be using her. She gets the speed bar manipulation whenever a character goes down to 50%, similar to the symbiotes, and she would have just helped speed this up a bit, I think. But I didn't use them. I did one-shot this basically as a fluke, so I'm sure no one else is going to have an issue with this. See, I went for the Psylocke there. I'm always wary of Psylocke when I'm using my symbiotes because she just flips all the debuffs, kind of gives the enemy team new life, and could really cripple a character if they're at the beginning of their turn. But these characters, they don't seem to have the greatest armor or health pools. Certainly not 117k Hela. Just doesn't do nearly as much damage as 117k Hela would do. But it's just... it's rinse and repeat. Again, please fast forward this. You're just going to watch me kill Gregs for the next 5 minutes. I think this is where I realized that there were Gregs built into the enemy count, and it wasn't just her summoning them when I killed her allies. And that's when I just really sunk in how silly these challenges are compared to the last ring of them, which is good. I'm hoping this is the case for the training material challenge tonight as well, because I think that is the best reward increase from these challenges. This also happens to be the cosmic one, so I'm hoping Black Order is just going to run through it. If Black Order can't run through it, I'm going to be very interested to see what kind of comp can. I do have crazy cosmic teams built up because, you know, Inhumans, Asgardians, Black Order, Invisible Woman, so I'm not worried about not being able to do it, but it'll be interesting to see if it's made to counter Black Order. Bunch of people in my alliance who have much weaker teams than me. They had Carnage, Symbiote Spider-Man, 3 fillers, and they told me they killed the first Greg, they put it on auto, they came back to a 3-star. So might as well try that. You got nothing to lose. It's not like you get penalized for not getting this one shot. So you see here, I'm starting to get impatient. I want to kill the Hela because I want the Gregs to stop, but you know. But no, just kill a bunch of Gregs anyway. Guess I'm just too used to it for war offense. Which, by the way, is something I think people don't do enough of in the Symbiote Asgard matchup. Just, I think you kill the first 3, if not 4 Gregs, and you will get your defense up before Hela goes. You'll get all the debuffs to fall off. If I don't get a defense down on Sif through a chain reaction to a Greg luckily spawning next to her, I will just continue to kill Gregs until that happens, because Thor, 120k Thors aren't killing my 70k Scream. So I think that matchup is very easy to mess up if you don't kill enough Gregs, and very free if you do kill enough Gregs. there you have it. Took way longer than it should have, but that's an easy 3-star on the opening day. And these are some pretty good increase in rewards. I know a lot of people aren't too impressed with them, but just eyeballing it, I tell you right away, the Elite Fours, you're getting double. This new Dark Dimension Heal Pack is great for people who haven't finished E3 yet. I unfortunately have, or I guess fortunately have. If these are going to be used for Dark Dimension 4, it's kind of alarming because it means they're giving us more revives. Is a safe assumption then that they expect us to be needing these revives a lot more. The amount of money they made on us spending cores shouldn't push them to then give us free revives, but that's what they've done. It's going to be interesting to see what Dark Dimension 4 is like. Anyway, let's get down to some of the math again. So I did a little bit more math again here for you, and it's just simple breakdown, 3 times per day that it's up, 3 times a week, 52 weeks in a year. So this is what you're getting. Like I said, it's double the Elite Fours, and it's a good healthy amount of the Dark Dimension heals. And no difference in blitz charges or raid energy, which kind of sucks with U7 being so RNG one-shot your face off because my name is Korath and you don't have 7 red stars. It'd be nice if they gave us more. Anyway, you can see the gains per year. It's the same increments again from 12 to 13, 13 to 14, which is about almost 2 Elite 4 orbs and 936 Dark Dimension heals, which 50 for the first time you revive someone on the day. And then, 100, 200, it goes up really fast, so it's pretty much, you should only use them in 50s, I think. So yeah, you can see it's the same, so we're just going to multiply that by 2, and what we're going to end up with is about 3.6, 3.7 Elite 4 orbs, and about 1,872 Dark Dimension heals for the year, and that's the gain from 14 to 12. So I would suggest getting this done if you can. I didn't find it very difficult, nor do I think anyone else will once they are building up their symbiotes. Anyway guys, thanks again for stopping by, checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's better than the last one. I hope the next one's better than this one, and I keep improving, and I hope you let me know how best to do that. I'll see you guys tomorrow when we do the training day and the ability challenges, and I feel like the ability challenges is going to be next level hard because I really like to guard those T4s. Anyway, take care.